Hello guys, welcome back to The Crew 2, episode number 9. Let's talk a little bit about the bikes. What do we have here? An MV Agusta F4RR, that is the thing that I bought. What are we running it on? Pretty much fully upgraded. Well, it is fully upgraded, but it's level 280, just missing a purple part for the gearbox here, but other than that we have purple parts all over the place. These purple parts, yeah, the more I'm playing this game, the more I start realizing that these things are going to matter a lot. Not so much the purple parts, you will get them eventually, but the bonuses on them. The bonuses, affixes, perk points, you can have, you can put them in for the general for your game, but you can also put them specifically extra ones on your vehicle. Like in this case, it's popular and rich. That means that it will increase my followers, that's the popular bonus, and the rich bonus, it will increase the bucks. Get more bucks. People were asking, how do you get bucks? Well, by putting on these rich bonus parts. What do we have here? This is a blue part that only has one bonus. Also here I have a bucks bonus available. This one is skilled, that means you're gonna get more points from skill tests, and this one is drag bump, and that increases the speed while ahead of a vehicle by 5% in this case. These percentages also seem to be a bit different. Over here we have Bender, which increases the player's lean bonus by 6%, so that's a specific one for bikes. And the other one is Muddy, it has to do with off-road. Yeah, not so much needed for this bike, but yeah, it's the combination you get. Sometimes you have to deal with what you get. A Bender and a drag bump, for instance, combination would be like ideal, I guess, for the bike. What else do we have here? Bulldozer and drag bump. The bulldozer increases the collision impact force by 7%, so I'm guessing you can run into stuff a little bit better if you have that one. And the drag bump again increases the speed while ahead of another player. Or what do we have here? Let's have a look. Increases the nitro refill speed by 17%, so it's about 1/5 faster refill nitro. That's extra pump. And also here we have the drag bump. And here we have Gold Finder and Shifty. Gold Finder increases the loot drop, and Shifty increases the slipstream power. So you have a lot of these combination, and I think that this one is also a pretty good one. This is Gold Finder and Lucky. I think if you can put like 5 of these things on your car, or 7, because seeing you have 7 performance parts, it increases the loot drop by a certain percentage, and it increases the loot quality. So if you can find this combination, Gold Finder and Lucky, and you put like 7 of those things, because you have 7 performance parts, so if you can find 7 of those purple parts on a car, well, you basically have like a loot car. A loot car that you can drive around in. You're gonna get better quality, and the loot is going to drop faster. So you're gonna get, like, if you drive around in free roam, you're gonna get these picking up signals for loot boxes faster. So you can sort of make a loot car. You can sort of make a race car, which nitro and slipstream bonuses on it. And you can probably also make a skills bike or car or whatever, with all kind of bonuses, which gives you more points in the skill points, or a better scoring or something like that. Faster scoring, all kind of stuff are related. You have a lot of these things, and that is for the performance parts itself. So a lot of combinations are possible, and next to that you have if you go into the pilot menu and you have these icon points. Although they are locked, as you can see, you need to reach level icon 1 to more specifically, that is more or less level 5. And there you have, I think, somewhere, if you put all the points on, it's somewhere between 900 and 1000 points I think you need to get all the perks available in general. But then you can still, on the car or bike itself, you can still do like specific bonuses. So the bonuses in this game matter a lot, that's for sure. I do say 900,000, and you say, my god, you need to be level 900. Yeah, more likely. Because yeah, you have level 1, this is the rookie, that is sort of the level that we have a content lock on now. Although lots of us would make it way higher up the rank. For instance, in technical tests and in closed alphas before, some of us managed to get over icon 100 already. So to give you an idea how fast it goes. So we have rookies level 1, populars level 2, famous is level 3, and star is level 4, and then you go to icon 1. Those are sort of the 5 base levels, and that they take quite a while. Those bars they fill up not that fast, so you have to put more more effort into it to get these things unlocked, because yeah, they are also related to all of these disciplines. So once you are icon 1, you have all of the headquarters completely unlocked. Yeah, you can compare it to Forza. It's like you have the festivals and they are completely on the maximum level. Well, it's sort of the same here. So the first 5 levels will go pretty slowly, but once you are icon, it goes as fast as hell. You will have icon 1, icon 2, icon 3, icon 4, and it goes up like that. Icon 100, you already get a car. Icon 200, you're gonna get a plane, and it goes up like that. Icon 300, you will have the Peugeot. You cannot buy these cars which are icon related, so you have to unlock them. And it goes up to, where does it go? Let's have a look. To icon 9990. So yeah, this game has a longevity aspect in it, I guess. But I think if you play for a month, you'll probably be icon 3000 or something. It's just, that's how fast it goes once you are icon. Just the first 5 levels goes a bit slower because you have to unlock all the discipline. They need to put you in a little bit of a slower amount of time. And every time, once you are icon, every time you level up, icon 2, icon 3 and so forth, every time you're gonna get an icon point. And that icon point can be spent here in the icon points, compared to the crew 1 perk points, with that big difference that you have a lot of possibilities here. I think somewhere between 900 and 1000 points which needs to be spent, while in the crew that were like, what was it, 181 I think. Way more here, and also way more combinations. But you also have the performance part itself also here on my Audi TT-RS. As you can see, that I do have purple all over the place. And also here different bonuses. All the rest I have focusing a bit on grinding in. We had to do a bit of grinding here because we have the content locked. We have no other choice to gain bucks. Once the game is there, you don't need to grind over and over that same race. No, you just go through the campaign, you do all of these races, and you will have more than enough of parts available and cars upgraded. Now, what I want to show you is that these parts are you can be changed though. So there is a possibility. For instance, if I take this Audi, if I go in those, I put the 114 part on. There we go. Now my Audi TT RS is back to stock. Now, where did the parts go? Well, that's pretty simple. If I now, for instance, look on my street bike, I go in there. Now I have more parts available here. It's pretty simple. Now I even have a purple part. What is this? Let's have a look. Off-road and rear drag, not that important, but so I can put the bike on 280. So these you can save up to, what is it? Let's have a look. 15 parts in each of these 7 different performance parts. You can save up to 15 parts. So of course the idea is to get in street to get 280 purple parts with all kind of different bonus combinations, and then you can make your own car or bike the way you want it. That is the idea behind it. Well, let's put that purple thing on, and then my bike is completely purple, as you can see. Pretty simple. So those cars, just to point out that the parts can be exchanged. Now, of course, I do not have a purple part on my car here anymore, so I'll put the blue one on. It's still 280, but what's the difference between blue and purple? Blue has one of these bonuses and purple has two of these bonuses, and that is the reason why you want the purple parts, more or less. And then yeah, you need to figure out which of the two is the best. This has to do with loot and slipstream, so slipstream is okay for it. This is skilled and frenetic. Frenetic is the nitro power increase by 20% per second while in use. Yeah, I'm gonna go for this one. Here I don't have a choice, I have to put that one on because I only had one purple. What is this? Bumper and life reward stuff, and this one is skilled and pure, or something with nitro as well. Get it in. And here we also have no choice. So, instantly made the car from stock again back to fully upgraded. And the bike as well. But, let's drive the bike a little bit, shall we? Because, yeah. The bikes, they do handle in this game. In the Crew 1, they were, at one point or another, they were even OP. And they were like, yeah, they were smoking everything. In PvP it was Street, Dirt, and Raid was KTM. And then Performance and Circuit, it was, if you had a fast track with high speed, was the Ninja. If you had a twisty track where handling came a bit more into play, you had the BMW 1000. And those things were smoking everything in time attacks and PvP and stuff like that. Of course, there was a bit of a problem because there were people out there who did not have the wild run, so they could not get their hands on the bikes, and that was the problem there. So they have changed it at one point or another in April 2016, I think it was, or was it 2017? They changed it, and suddenly the bikes, yeah, could barely take a corner, and you had to slow down way more than before, and that meant that they were no longer OP, but they were, yeah, it was the opposite suddenly. So the bikes were still good for speed traps or stuff like that in the summit, but other than that, to cruise around, not a problem. But if you really wanted to go fast, yeah, you needed to have a car. Pretty simple. Not so much in this game. In this game they seem to have found more or less a perfect balance. I see cars and I see bikes in the leaderboards in all of the different races available. That means that they are pretty equal here. And I have tested the Audi TT-RS fully upgraded. I have tested this thing. Top speed is not as high for this MV Agusta, which is like one of the new vehicles in the game. The top speed is not that high, but as you will see on, I'm gonna do a little trip here on a mountain road. The handling is pretty much okay. I do have one problem here, being on a keyboard, and that is, yeah, I cannot get into the controls. So if I go into performance and I go to F9, which are the pro settings, then you can change at this moment in time traction control, ABS, ASP and slide help. You can play around a little bit with that to change the handling of the car or the bike. Once you are a higher level, you can change around with tire grip, brake power, suspension settings, aero settings, camber for cars and stuff like that. Not so much options for the bike, but the cars have a longer list here in the F9. And then of course you have the general options. And those are the controls. You can change the gearbox and you can change the cockpit animation, and that's it. If you play on a controller or a gamepad, you can change the steering linearity, the steering dead zone, the steering clamping, the throttle linearity, dead zone and clamping, and also for the brake. You can change all that. So it's gonna steer sharper and more sensitive and stuff like that. That's all fine. But if you're on a keyboard, you're a bit of a problem because that thing is grayed out and you cannot change it. And from what I hear, also on a wheel, you cannot change that. So, and that is especially on a bike and for instance on a Formula 1 car, that is a bit of a problem. Because that means that the thing is not sensitive enough, it doesn't steer fast enough, or it doesn't react fast enough. And the result is that you have to slow down more. While probably people on a controller who can change this, they are just going to take the corner because they have more sensitivity and they can steer sharper. Bit of a problem. In my opinion, this should be unlocked here. This linearity and dead zone things, we should be able to change that for whether we are on keyboard or a wheel or whatever. But nevertheless, this bike handles pretty well, as you will see. Although it is a bit of a problem if, for instance, if you have a double corner like left right or right left, then you have a bit. The angle switch is a bit of a problem because it does not react fast enough with the keyboard. But other than that, the bikes are pretty damn good. What do is a problem is these blurry mirrors, but yeah, they already talked about that in the live stream. And yeah, the biggest problem of all, of course, is headlights. If you're in an area like this is not a city which is bright up by heavy lights and neons and street lights. You just here on these mountain roads occasionally have a street light every 50 or 100 meters. Other than that, you can't see anything. If those lights are knocked down by one or another player, yeah, then you don't see anything. It's pretty simple. Because the headlights, they are just there for visuals, I think, because you don't see anything from them. That needs to be changed. They need to find a way to figure it out, although I doubt they can, to be honest. Because, yeah, they're using the same game engine from the Crew 1, although optimized and upgraded and all that. But yeah, for 3 years people are complaining about not working headlights. And yeah, it's the same game engine. I do not expect it that they've ever figured it out. And then they talk about server resources 20-30%, like with the rear view mirror, and that's the explanation they gave on it. I find it a bit of a donkey ass explanation, to be honest. You need to come up with new servers, dedicated servers, not this old game engine with peer-to-peer system. Well, no, I'm sorry. We are 2018, we are no longer 2014 or 13, whenever you developed that game engine. Let's see what this thing can do after complaining a little bit. I will do one of the next videos. I will do a verdict video. My opinion, my verdict, with what we have seen in the beta.
Remember, you need to head back to the house to customize your rides.
While I'm complaining, can we put that dude up so like we have Zoe in the Crew 1 to shut her up by taking her voice down or something like that. We need that here as well, because this guy is as annoying as Zoe, constantly bothering you with the new stuff. Meanwhile, what kind of animals in the middle of the road? A bit of fog, a bit of sun, into the mountains, into the clouds. Can happen. A white car in a snow area. Just don't see it coming. You do get more crash cams with white because, yeah, obviously, kind of normal. They are lighter than a car and they are more trying to do something. Kind of normal. But other than that, you see, first person view, these things are cool and something to drive around. Fun, you can definitely have on this game. What about all the other stuff as well? Because yeah, I have my opinion, and also the community has their opinion. And I gathered some of those, and yeah, what it is. Fun you can have in this game, that is for sure. Other than that, we'll talk about it later. Don't panic, we're not falling in the water. But we'll finish it here. The bikes, yeah, pretty simple. Pretty good. You have to play around a little bit with it. I just would like a little bit more sensitive and sharper steering, but I cannot change that in the menu. But that has nothing to do with the bike. The bike itself, it's a joy to drive in this game. Pretty simple. We'll see you guys in the next one, and bye for now.